So hello, those who want to learn more about the King of Pentacles. What is he? I just say he from now on. What is he doing? So he is learning with the Page of Pentacles, Page of Bream. He is learning about the abundance of life. And it seems like he needs to cleanse his whole being. And he needs to put on this red cap there, which means literally allowing joy. And he even has a red book which behind him, which reminds me of the red book of Carl Gustav Jung, which speaks about the dark night of the soul and depth psychology and the journey to self, right? The individualization, where we really encounter our shadows. And so this guy has done that, and he has transmuted and cleansed, as we see, and from underneath the light comes out, right? Even here the pages, they are all yellow gold, and here solar plexus, right? So he is lit but still transmuting. And I guess what is being transmuted, that's beliefs, programming. We had so much coming up in that session about the programming. So we have to relearn and rewrite and rely on our own wisdom, that has our back, our life's experiences, they are in that book, but also study what's out there. Study what creates a safe space. Because the Pentacles energy, that's all about creating the safe space. And we see that even here with peace underneath there, within. It's this area which is kept in peace. And these areas in the Middle Ages, they had strong boundaries. Totally strong boundaries. And this even looks a little bit like the tree of life, right? And then, of course, it has 12, so it goes further up here. Yes, nice that we have added that. Love that. So, literally all spiritual systems are kind of hacked. That's what he's studying. I do want to kind of separate or take those here out. Yeah, I want to take those out. See? And they come out in reverse. So they were falling on the floor. Okay. So fate. Okay. In reverse. That's like Wheel of Fortune reverse. And that's about being on the receiving end of the bad face, right? And that's what needed to be transmuted. The bad experiences here. And being kind of dependent, see, with those both hands open. This is like, I want, I need, I don't have anything myself. Oh, and I even haven't put on my, yeah, that's interesting. So I'm standing here barehanded, right? Barehanded and unprotected and vulnerable. And, ooh, this feels crazy. I love having protection on my hands and spiritual support and all that. But yeah, see, this is the energy. Oh, it's a Six of Bream, which is Six of Pentacles. And I love the Six of Pentacles. Don't get me wrong, right? But in this card, what I'm reading and I'm listening and hearing and channeling, and what I'm channeling through is this sense of I'm here to get, what you give me. It's it's not that she is learning any skills here, right? She is told to wait until she is given, or he, right? We are speaking about him here, like the masculine aspect, the divine masculine here. The divine masculine was, we are speaking about right here, was kind of kept in a feminine state, pushed back, told off maybe, you can't do that, you are not this, not that, you are not smart enough, not good enough, not strong enough, not whatever. And you just have to accept what fate delivers you. You're just, a small nobody. Like there is a song coming to my mind, it's from the Smith, I guess. It's I'm just an heir of nothing in particular. That's how this feels for me. I'm just an heir of nothing in particular. So I have no particular skills, no nothing. And this is a strong path of self-discovery coming from that shadow energy here. And see how the cards fit together, totally. So that was kind of the past energy, childhood past, I feel. Yes, and with very negative influence, see? Like life force was drawn away because this mindset literally drains us. And I mean, we do have, right after the Middle Ages, we had the time period of humanism, and where a lot of philosophers came forward and they were studying and believing in humanity and saying, well, it does not depend where you are born into, like what's fated, what's your place, and there you have to be for all your life. No, you literally can learn and become someone else. And today that's normal. We speak about that a lot, like it's personal development, right? It's all the Jupiter energy. But earlier, the whole Jupiter energy was kind of kept from the cleros, from the church, from the government. They were the only strong guys, the overlord energy. And they were putting the people in their little places in the Middle Ages. And I feel this, like being put in place, like totally underneath the table, see? And he sits in a throne. It's not even a chair at the table, but he comes from a place where there wasn't even put a chair for him at the table. Because he was told, like, you're just too little. You don't earn, you don't deserve. I feel like you don't deserve to learn a profession. You don't deserve to study. You don't deserve. You just need to do the little helper things here. Oh. Because your life isn't worth much anything anyway. You're just, here to help others. I don't like that. I mean, who would, right? And now we do have the 4 of Bream. Again, the Breams, right? So now we do have the 6 of Bream and the 4 of Bream, which is then the 10 of Bream. But see the journey this divine masculine is going through, either you or your counterpart. So coming from the lack, from the negative side of the 6 of Pentacles, having experienced that they weren't in the giving position, but only in the receiving, the typical breadcrumbs position. And what's the leftovers, even, having no choice to pick for themselves. And this also can go for love, right? Having not the first choice themselves. Just taking what they can get and not thinking much of themselves. And then they take, of course, what they can get. That's the 4 of Pentacles, to to ground, to stable, to keep themselves, to sustain themselves, right? But see how this guy is totally focused on what he has. He cannot look upward, and the water is leaking, so there's a leak there. He isn't able to contain source energy. He isn't able to do much. And I mean, obviously this comes out of the water, but I'm just, as I said, channeling. So this is what I'm getting. And he also just looks like, will that even be enough? I mean, he is not very happy, right? I mean, and it's not an overflowing, super full thing. And if he brings that home now, maybe no one is too much content, right? And it's like, well, this is what you got out of a whole day's work, only that little. Oh, and so they maybe even feel this isn't enough for a Queen of Pentacles. This guy doesn't look married at all. And this abode looks very simple. It all looks very, I just have, something. I have something to carry. I have something to wear. But even the colors here, it's, yes, he works for himself, but it's very humble and grounded. And I could read this card super positively, but I feel drawn to the more shadowy energy a little. I feel, I feel the energy, and it feels depressed for me. I feel depressed, totally. Like I'm just a small fisherman, I'm getting, and with the net here and the fate, I just get my little fish, and kind of they are all taken away. I feel so sad. Wow. And I feel I do want to kind of block this energy. We have to turn it around in a minute. But right now I feel so sad. Let me burn some lavender and cleanse of the depression here. Because guy, you need to be in joy. We have this wonderful card, right? Which is bloodstone. It kind of sticks with us. It says, return your spirit to its natural state of joy and vitality. And that then creates a natural abundance. Let's take that here, so that we do not forget. And yes, natural. And yes, all humans are capable of that. It's not reserved for some people only. Let's look. 5 of Steeds. Competition. Not enough space to grow. That's the 5 of Wands. A challenge, competition. What I feel is like there were always so many others, and I was blocked here. I can't come forward. I can't get, I never was the first at the food. Everyone else was fed before me, was getting and hurrying and bullying even their way to the food, to the prey. And this goes for money, jobs, chances, opportunities, as well as I feel female energy, like woman or whatever you're, Again, with I'm no one special, so I have to wait until it's my turn. Whoa. The sun. Yes, until it's your turn. Maybe now. 222. Create your own harvest. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times harvest. Isn't that cool? So this is not only 6 pentacles, but that's like 6 years harvest at once. So this is what's been created here. Immense growth. Immense growth. Because a year's harvest creates enough to store it away. So, and this is just luck. Happiness, what we just said. Return your spirit to its natural state of joy and vitality. So maybe someone did that here. Tuning into the sun. That's cool. They did a good job. Strength, yes. They persevered. Yeah, love that. And this is a good one to counter the fate and see the lion energy. Yay. Great. And 7 of Cups. Okay, strategizing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the 7 of Swords. And that speaks of the superiority of the mind. So this is, this is what needs to be addressed and communicated, okay? So this is literally the problem. The problem is because of too much competition, too much challenges, that's why they steal. And with stealing, I don't mean like literally stealing, but with stealing, I mean like they strategize. It looks like manipulating and cheating maybe, but it's just strategizing because they think they are not strong enough to just go the straight line, because they have experienced that they were pushed in the line, you know, at the last place. Like you are the last in the food chain. And so, of course, if you feel like, well, that's unfair, I need to bring my fish home too, then of course you strategize. Yeah, so this is puppet master energy, right? With the feathers, that's like writing things down, and contracts can be very dark even. But isn't that interesting? This is now here the horse, and this is in the area of the horse, which is them. There is this red tent, and this is also them. So, and here it's the red, you know, they need to be aware, and that's them too. They need to be aware that yes, they do have enough vitality. Actually, it's not a problem of a lack of vitality. It's all here. Like they are the divine masculine. They are that. They just were kept. See, from the tent here, kept in the dark again, kept away with this limited mindsets. They were told, no, your life's contract is you have to live a low life. You are the assistant. You are the helper. You are not allowed in the real game, you know, in the celebrity play game. This is a circus over there. And people who are having their roles there, they are celebrated and they get paid, of course, but they get also the fame. And the fame was taken away from them, like throughout their upbringing, throughout all their life. I feel they were totally pushed out, taken down, pushed aside. And I really feel depressed, you know, in this energy, totally. And I even, if you would see my face now, my eyebrows are drawn together. And just like him, oh God, no, he is just looking afraid, actually, anxious. Yeah, he's afraid that he's doing something wrong. So he is not, you know, a malicious cheater person here, but he is trying to stay kind of in the background, silent, and do what they are told. And totally kept in feminine energy. See, in the dark here, and there is the masculine playground, actually, where they belong. They belong over there, but they were pushed aside. But see, they are. They are that. Ooh. They are grounded in that. And even, ooh, and that's cool here, with the Four of Pentacles. See how this is in both realms, right? One foot in the water and the fire. So totally divine inner union with the strength. And yeah, so this is, I mean, this is the core here of the reading, and this is very cool. And this totally is what had caused that, you know, that strength within. And strength, that's a divine feminine energy, and it speaks about being connected with all that is, having your reptile brain in alignment with your consciousness, and so your instincts, right? This is being able to work with your instincts. And this looks very masculine then in the display, but it is a divine feminine energy, to be real. And yeah, it is about, you know, the body, the physical, the animalistic part of us. And that's, of course, what is activated through survival. And it has also to do with sexuality and having that under control. And I already mentioned that there is a link that he feels maybe I don't have enough to offer, right? So this is why I don't even offer, and I retreat, I suppress. But still, it's been developed. I mean, it is there, you know. And maybe this guy even feels like I do have uncontrollable or strong needs, or I don't know where to put them because it's also repressed. Wow, this is a very deep message. I don't know what to say about that. But I do want to have... Thank you. Yes. See? Access denied. Just confirmation. He felt like I cannot even have a divine feminine. Wow. And that's the mansion. And that's also speaking about negative feminine influence in the home. Mother figure pushing him down. This, just switch gender here, right? And see, this is a little boy and this is mama. Like big mama, big mama saying, no, you don't deserve more. No, you are just a little boy. And toxic feminine energy as a mother for a boy always creates insecure men that don't really grow up in time, right? They do need a real push later. But with the two owls, I feel that really was fated and chosen, even because for me that's spirit guide energy. And so it's fated, right? It is. It literally is fated, the whole process here. And so this means it's just the path they chose. You know, I mean, we chose our path to grow. And so he learns. He learns. This is the path, how this divine masculine energy here has learned how to do it. How this actually, because he has experienced how it's not been done. Now he knows how it should be done, right? Yes, how it should be done. There we have the anchor. So now he can be an anchor himself in here. And the anchor here in this Lenormand deck, this speaks about big win, being rooted, being grounded, having found your place, your work, your purpose. And with the sun, ooh, and we have the sun here too as a confirmation, yes. So this is totally speaking about being lit now and being rooted now in the divine purpose. I mean, twice the sun, that's crazy. So the divine masculine energy needed to be activated because the divine masculine energy was pushed down, to sum it up a little bit, pushed down and suppressed so that he only could operate in toxic feminine energy and in a very rigid, prudent, scarcity, like, you know, controlled way, like handling the energy. Like, I only have, you know, with the Four of Pentacles, it's always like, I only have just enough for myself, and so I can't, I just need it, right? It's just, I'm just grounded and I have to look out for myself. Like, he is someone who he has to do all for himself. No one is caring. No one is caring. No caring female figure. And he always feels like a beggar, or felt like. And as a divine masculine force, he truly is. And he is. Like, this is the outcome. So it's all good. It's all good. But this is the history we need to understand. And maybe this resonates in a way with your own work journey. If you are identifying as a divine feminine, and if you watch that for how you ground your abundant life, right, then this applies in a way for your work situation. And if we think about that, yes, typically that's how it is. Like, you know, you can, you know, be a nurse maybe, but you won't get much. And then, you know, you have to also always do what others are telling you, and you have to be very watchful not to overstep. And you're not playing, you know, with the big guys. You're shut out here. And so this is very much a typical, classy, I want to say, female work situation experience I have described over here, interestingly. But this is for the divine masculines we are reading for here. This is, and if you resonate with being on a divine counterpart journey, that's how it works. Like, their life is mirrored within you in your work area. So you would feel empathy for that. You would feel that. And though in your life, like relationship-wise, you wouldn't understand this behavior and don't even tolerate that, I guess. But in a work situation, if you think about that, if it's about survival, we have to, right? We have to. So when I studied holistic medicine, for example, and that costs some money, I worked as a medical assistant for people in night shift and stuff. And that was very stressful and very low paid. For me, it was good because I could study then, but to have that as a whole life situation, that's incredible draining to have that, because it's always, you are always pushed around and you have to follow the shifting schedule and you never know what comes next. And I feel that energy here, like he does not know, you know, and any minute someone can come to him and scream, because there is kind of this overlord, the circus player, you know, who says how it goes. And yeah, even with the nurse example, you know, the doctor steps in and says, no, you have to do it like that, right? And you just have to, even if you know better, you just have to do it as they told you, because otherwise you have nothing to eat and maybe to feed for your kids or whatever, right? You have to feed the body. Let's bring some love in here. And I don't know, an angel message. Oh yes, I will have an angel message. Oh, it's 444. Nice. Wow, guys, this reading is really deep, and I had to restore my energy and eat, and until, you know, I stayed outside of it until I felt elevated and happy again. And the minute I pressed play again, I'm as if I'm with an elevator in, you know, in the underground, like in the basement, below the basement somewhere. So this is where they were pushed. And I do want to mention also, they might come through and you might have experienced them as a selfish person, selfish looking only out for themselves. But that's just because first they were the only one ever looking out for themselves, so they learned no one else would care, so I have to. And second, they have learned to hold back. And of course they pride themselves a little bit with, I am able to hold back. But that's just because they weren't ever, you know, having a chance on getting what they really wanted. And what I channeled through in the break is, this is not only childhood upbringing at home, this is also learning with the owls. This is school. This is being put in the last row. This is being told off. This is being, you have to do it again. You have a bad mark. You are worthless. You are, you know, whatever it is. But it's not, this isn't a favorite of the teachers, right? Not at all. And not at home neither. So this person really had no supportive background. And you know what that creates as an attachment style? Avoidant. And with a strength here, I would say dismissive avoidant. Like, I didn't want to eat anyway. I am content with what I have captured myself, and I don't want your things. Like, I don't want to be in the spotlight anyway. I'm content hiding and cleansing the table and doing the preparation work for someone else or whatever. So when I brought them a chocolate from Christmas, because I felt so sorry, and this actually has an image of a gold dragon there. So yeah, let's give them a little bit of their golden dragon power here back. Yes, and because of that, I felt like I wanted to read to you also the dragon guidance. It's beautiful. And yeah, so let me do that. Receiving this card suggests that your higher heart is ready to connect to the cosmic heart. What we have right here, that's in tarot, that's the cosmic heart. Ask the rose pink dragons to touch your heart center and sense it awakening and expanding. When the 4 central petals open, they sparkle with diamond light. They contain the higher facets of the love energy of the universe. Be aware of them lighting up so that all 33 facets of your heart center are active. You may see or sense a shaft of rose pink light flowing from your heart right up to the cosmic heart, which opens wide to you. Breathe soft, warm pink light into your aura. Notice how you transcend your emotions as the rose pink dragons stay close to you and light you up. Yes, and I feel that's happening. And if this is your divine masculine, then that's the energy you bring in. You light them up, you connected them to the higher cosmic heart, and you open up that heart space. But you have to be aware that this heart space is very bruised, and it's all about shutting out, turning down, and destroying all hopes and wishes and dreams. So be aware of that, please. They need, they might really, in my perception, here sits the Queen of Pentacles. And so if you actually at that position, right, where the light is, and of course I just said it, you're the light for them, right? So that makes sense. So here you are, right underneath here. This is the sacral chakra. So they sense you, right? They sense your essence, they sense your energy, they feel you, they are attracted to you like crazy, and this lights them up there, the sun, right? That's where they are attracted to. But if we look where they are directed, see? No, that's not for me. No, I'm blocked, I can't come. No, I have to take care for myself. No, I'm busy studying, learning, scrolling, looking, watching. No, I have to take only what... see what I mean? And no, it won't happen anyway, I never got my wish fulfillment here. And so if this is a divine counterpart situation, then yes, from the perspective of the sun, that looks annoying. From your perspective, right? That looks totally annoying. So I hope that helped to give some insight why they are like that, right? And the house wants to move over here because, they want to ground that. They really do. They really do. They would love to turn that around. Fate, right? Turn fate around. And you know what's crazy? I started this reading with these naked hands, right? And feeling, ooh, I'm not protected. And I told you I will get angel cards. It's 2. They came out, both angels in action. And they are both speaking about protection on a very, very, very high level. I read them both, and that's what we are finalizing this with, I guess. And I spoke also here about Archangel Michael and the protection that's there. And so this also is a thing, right? It is a thing here. Yes, let's put the outs over here. That's great. Oh, this even is 7. Oh, okay. So this is 7 of Pentacles. Yes, like miss harvest, right? 7 of Pentacles, that's the year where no harvest is coming in, and then you have to trust. You have to trust that your harvest will come in later. It will. It can. And see, now it's 6. It's like 6 of Cups energy, 6 of Pentacles, balancing it out, turning the fate then. Yeah, and with a fate. So, wow, there might be a lot that was going on in the spiritual world here. Let me read. When your light is shining at its brightest, beware of attracting too many moths. When we open ourselves psychically, we can be susceptible to interferences from beings that are not necessarily useful to us. So maybe there were interferences just blocking this connection, right? Just distractions here coming in, the dark feminine essence here, which needed to be, I guess, transmuted, this negative energy, if it was already there in childhood, like if this person chose to be born into a situation where they were in very close contact, like contermined, I'm hearing, with this energy, then of course they need to attract a situation later in life to then get that stain out of their system, like cleanse their aura from it. And to be able to do that, that needs to become fully conscious. And unfortunately, with the fate reversed, that happens when we are attracted to the wrong energies. And you know, there is a saying in my country, it's the smell of the stable which attracts us to the wrong energies. And see, in their home stable, it was like that. They weren't allowed the food. They were manipulated. They were shut out and shut down and put, you know, at the last. Kind of made watch. Ooh, that's ugly, right? Watch how we treat the others better. That's like being the scapegoat and then you would internalize that energy and you would feel unworthy and unvaluable and even defective. And that's the core reason for someone to become avoidant, right? They feel that something must be wrong with me if everyone else gets everything but not me, right? So I'm not valuable enough. I cannot, right? Very, very sad energy here. Ooh. And so, but it needs to be playing out then, to come out in the open, so that they then are aware of that and can actively protect themselves. And if they have learned that, then you also can be, then they can be trusted. Of course, it is a process. So it's not something that happens like overnight. And you have to closely watch out for yourself, of course, because the light, I mean, the sun chooses, right, when she shines and when not. And the most powerful thing to do is choosing between yes and no, and just going distant, you know, hiding behind the cloud, and yeah, just don't shine on something. Just don't give something life if it doesn't nurture you. And don't enforce negative behavior with bending over and coming, you know, towards someone. I mean, I totally understand, because they feel like they need a mom, actually. But that's not you. You're not their mom. They need to heal themselves. And of course, in a mature, fully grown relationship, we switch roles all the time, and we are everything for us, right? Vice versa. So then you can also be the mom every now and then. But not only, you also need to be the princess here. 1313 right now. And that's how it needs to start. And they need to go after that princess, right? So let me read the protection here. It is very important to learn how to protect yourself. So it's all about boundaries, right? On both sides, I guess, with the strength as a core message. But yeah, I mean, for this guy here, this divine masculine had to learn how to protect themselves, like totally, they had to learn that. Primarily, call on Archangel Michael for protection and imagine an instant blue light, we had started with that, surrounding you. Visualize a cloak of blue wrapped around you and request the protection of Michael's sword. You can visualize yourself in a strong white light, like a spotlight. And that's interesting because they weren't allowed the light, right? Like a spotlight that is with you all the time. I call that the Lily Potter spell because, you know, Harry Potter was untouchable because of the love all around, wrapped around him. If you wish, circle yourself with the golden light and ask that it protect you with universal love and light, like divine cosmic heart. Choose whichever method feels right for you and make a determined effort to establish it as one of your daily spiritual practices. Daily routines, scheduled. Protection. Yeah, we scheduled protection. Wow, cool. At the same time, ask for the gift of discernment that the angels will guide you to only what is right and true for the highest possible good for all concerned. Yes. So really learn to look out for all. That's what they need to do. Like include in their mind even the thoughts of other people's well-being. And they have a pure heart, that's not the problem. It just, they hadn't the space and the storage in their mind. I had so many storage problems, and even the phone is on the charger right now. So it was just a lack of energy. Now the second card illustrates that's even better here. Friends are angels who lift our feet when our own wings have forgotten how to fly. That's a bit triggering, by the way. Wait a minute. So brace yourself if you are sensitive. It's about a hospital story with injuries, okay? A young child was brought into the hospital on a stretcher. She was unconscious and accompanied by her parents and a policeman. Lucy had run into the middle of a very busy road where a truck had hit her and run over her twice. She was examined and only a small bruise on her shoulder was found. Just before being sent for x-rays, she opened her eyes and smiled. "Where's the man in white?" she demanded. The doctor came forward. No, not that one. The man in the long white shiny dress. As her mother stroked her face, she said, "That man stroked my face too," as he picked up the wheels. Oh, I love that so much. So yes, you have no idea how protected you are, and your divine masculine too. And so this whole journey here is super protected, and your mission and your double mission as well, I feel, because, you know, I mean, I got 2 cards and I was stunned. So yeah, it makes sense, right? And we do have the blue banderole here with a golden dragon. I feel we are good. We are good. And I can let you go with that. So call on Archangel Michael and light as you wish, right? And see how much has been cleansed here. And with the pink as well, that's also a frequency you can tune into. Red is also very invigorating. But for the protection, yes, pink is good, white and gold is classical, and blue, of course, right? Huh. Yeah. So just be aware of interference, and if this is a divine connection, then there is a lot of communication flowing back and forth in the astral, in the spiritual realm, and so everyone sees it, right? And every being of the dark kind of tries to hack that connection, I want to say. So this is just how it goes, and it's our job to trust in in our spirit guides. So trust in your spirit guides that they guide you the safest path, right, to your best life here, right? And yeah. That's that. Okay? And you are protected. Like, you are protected. And we are clear. Ooh, do you have a yes or no question right now? Maybe I do have a pendulum, and I do that specifically with Archangel Michael always. So if you do have a yes or no question about this particular situation, I can help and deliver an answer. So show me a yes, please. A yes. Show us a yes. A yes. A yes. Okay, see, the yes is vertical. Stop, please. Show me a no. Can we see a no? No, 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 no. Yeah, okay. So, oh, now we're good. That's a no. See, that's a no. Okay, when it's circling, then it says you don't need to know that right now. I don't want to say you're not allowed, but it's just you don't need to know it right now, because if you would know the answer, that's not good, because that would kind of taint your perception too much. And sometimes it's just an important state of consciousness to really trust in the divine and to just don't know the answers, right, to our questions. So that might happen, and then it would go in a circle, like totally circling around. So now, are you ready for your question? So for those who are tuning in right now, what's the answer to their question? The answer of my viewer's question. The answer of my viewer's question. It's a clear yes, like a very strong yes. Ooh. So the answer of my viewer's question. And by the way, viewers, you can support me if you want. It would be so nice if you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because 717 right now I'm growing, right? And yes, that would mean a lot for me if you could give me a yes too. So thank you for that. And you have a yes. And I hope that inside of the dark psyche here, the tainted environment, I want to say, it's just that, right? It's just a freaking tainted environment. It's nothing is wrong with your person. It is this shining, divine, masculine, angelic being, what you feel and sense in the spiritual, right? In the ethers. He is that. Just the 3D version is a little bit pushed in a little box. And that's not his fault, that's the fault of the box, right? And we are actually here to help to break us free out of the boxes. And we do that vice versa. So we all have our specific limitations in one way or another. And some have the opposite limitation, for example, empath, right? They very much live through others. And they have to learn how to even contain themselves in some space. It must not be a little box, right? But to, yeah. So just saying. So we have to honor each other's path, and we have to honor that we come from different angles. That's how it is on Earth. And that's how we choose to grow. Okay? So, I love you very much. And I just had 9/11, which is Archangel Michael again. And I love you too, Archangel Michael, like very much. Ooh, thank you so much for supporting us through that session. And we really needed you, because it was really a thing here. So yeah, we needed the blue flame. And now I'm off to the next.